So, dear Dhamma practitioners, we're going to start our ongoing meditation session now. So, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound. So, while you focusing to the sound mentally, relax your body, relax your mind, relax your breathing with your thoughts. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tas bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhas. Namo tas bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhas. Namo tas bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhas. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, today in our meditation practice, we're going to get into the very simple, organic, authentic method of tranquility meditation, samatha bhavana or chitta bhavana. So, in that meditation, you come to focus to in front of your nose and your upper lip area and just simply observe. Even don't try to see this is inhalation, this is exhalation, this is beginning, or don't try to see anything like that way. Just simply learn to see. So that is the very the raw level of authentic meditation technique. Learning to see. So it is a skill that mostly in day-to-day life we don't have that. So when you see, it should be complete 100% seeing, not thinking. But mostly in day-to-day life, that we experience thinking and we use our seeing to help for our thinking. But here, you don't get the help to think out of seeing. You just drop the thinking, just completely, simply see. So this, if you able to develop it, it's not easy. But now you know yourself little by little you practice. But it is better sometimes you give a try and get into the pure natural way of practice, because there is no this method or that method going to be perfect for you. That perfection is inside you, not within the method. In Buddhist meditation, there are 40 tranquility meditation techniques. But that all 40 meditation techniques start with this simple method. That method is, it try to teach you to see. It uses many different outside objects or mental objects. But when it go to the origin of the tranquility state, is just seeing. And then, and after meditation, in day-to-day life, and still you can practice this. And it will take you to deeper awareness or the understanding. So, as a husband, wife, just learn to see other person. Don't think anything. Be completely empty and see. So, there's an example for parents. When your child sleeping, if you clearly see the child, if you just see the child, look at the child without any ideas, simply just seeing, empty, being empty and seeing, and you're going to recognize, you will see the horoscope of the child. That you're going to see, you will recognize, it come to your mind. That is the beauty of the parents. If you see, you're going to recognize what kind of character or what kind of life this child going to have in the future. So this is the very nature of the mind. The wisdom is not coming from outside. So why we get the child? Because you have the trust. You are so confident to see. So that's why when your mind have that ability, you're going to see that. So if with that ability, with that confidence, if you look at anything, you're going to see something. So that is the beginning of the tranquility meditation. Seeing. So today we're going to do that. And when it comes to Vipassana level, that seeing is developing the foundation to recognize the object and the subject both. So when it comes to any feelings, that whatever arise in your body, just recognize it. And recognize it, and at the same time, watch and what will happen to it. And then at the same time, little bit go backward. So you see that something arise and changing. And sometimes when something arise and change, and at the same time it transform to something else, so what happened mostly, we go with that transformation. So we not have any kind of understanding regarding the change. Why? Because we always jump to something else. But the arising part, if you see very clearly, before the change or before the disappear, how it arises within you, and without any kind of invitation, without any kind of request, and then you're going to see something. That is, you're going to recognize that whatever arises in you, it is not you. So that happens when you deeply practice the Vipassana meditation. But in Samatha, you just simply see, and that it will help you to get into very clear understanding regarding the subject and the object. So you need that in the beginning. But when you go to the Vipassana level, You don't go with the any kind of object part. You deeply go to the inner experience or the feelings, and you start to get into that. So rather than going outside with the feelings, when the feelings arise, learn to look inside. So it is that is the difference in vipassana. So as example, in samatha, you start to look into this. But when it comes to vipassana, you start to look inside and see how that the scene happening within you and this object. So like that, always remember when the sensation arises. So I'll give another example. Or you feel shoulder, there is a sensation here. And then in your back, you feel heaviness, tightness. So that is outside. That's the surface level that you see. But what is you need to observe deeper, how you get this as a shoulder pain. It is nothing to do with the shoulder. There is something beyond that. The back, there is something beyond that back pain. That is where you have to focus. So for that, remember, don't go with the surface level of information. Always remember to go deeper, go into or go outside the sensation or the feelings. So that is a different way. Go with the outside feelings, is it always going to give you different information. You will recognize, you go with that, you recognize, you will go with it. But that doesn't going to bring you clear understanding how this arise. To get into that, you have to look into it. So we're going to practice a little bit. So in the beginning, simply learn to observe the sensation with the inhalation, exhalation, rather than going with the recognizing this is inhalation or exhalation. Just simply see. And whatever come, whatever see, you just recognize it. That's it. You don't need to put a name on it. Just simply seeing part make more sharper and clear. So your right palm on your left, and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line. Bring your attention to your body. Scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Suapat Deva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the inhalation, exhalation, and the sensation. So bring attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and deeply and gently breathe out 3 times. Just keep observe and see yourself and recognize whatever come to your experience. So when you observe that way, the very first thing happening to you, you recognize that there are a lot of thoughts in you and you get distracted. Recognizing that is the most important when it comes to tranquility meditation. So you recognize now there are a lot of things, there are a lot of thoughts come and disturb you. So that recognition is the most important part in tranquility meditation. Not just closing your eyes and you directly go to kind of like a undisturbed mind. So practicing this, recognizing this is the basic, the foundation that you have to develop. So it is not, remember, it is not just you. That is the very nature of mind. Don't personalize it. You have to recognize it as the nature. But you're going to develop the skill to see, not focusing to the whatever the disturbances or the whatever other ideas come to you. So that is the very nature. Just let it be, but at the same time, learn to to develop the seeing part inside you. So again, we're going to start. Don't focus to the disturbs. Just bring your attention to the sensation. Okay, deeply breathing, breathe out one time. Just keep focus. So keep relax your body. And now we're going to practice a little bit Vipassana meditation. So I teach you this as a technique, and at the same time, remember, there is a natural way, there is a natural process. It may happen to you, but in the beginning, just try to practice yourself to be familiar with the method. So how we going to practice? So whatever the sensation you recognize, and don't settle down with that outside layer or the outside information, and go beyond that layer. So even there is a sound come, that if somebody talking, that the sound come to you, that the words, so you not focus to the word, you go and recognize the person. You're not putting attention to the words. So the word, it's kind of like a link giving you get into the beginning point. Or there's a smell come, you not focus to the smell, you take the help from the smell and you go through the smell and recognize the beginning point. And if there is a sensation arise, so as example, you sitting on chair or cushion, so it giving you sensation, feeling, you don't hold it to that feelings, and you recognize the chair and the shape of the chair, the strength of the chair, or the cushion. You recognize the shape of the cushion, what it's made out of. So like that, through the feelings, you get the help from the feelings, and it feelings become a bridge, go into from where it came. So always remember, keep it with the just the feelings level, and you can go to the mind later, but in the beginning, no need to try the mind, but just the feelings or the sensations, you can get that, and observe yourself with the body, and then whatever the feelings arise or the sensation arise there, and slowly start to recognize the origin of it. And once you recognize it, then you come back again. So then another thing, there may be suddenly somebody talk, or you hear something, and maybe if whatever becomes stronger, you catch that, and then you go through it and recognize from where it comes. So while you keep practice this, there is something will happen to you. There is some experience come to you. So let's try practice a little bit. So keep your back straight. Deeply inhale, exhale one time. And just simply focus to the body. And find the strongest place wherever you feel sensation. You just reverse the experience. Bring my attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Being Suva, frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, it is very important how you can develop this meditation as post meditation. So, after meditation, how in day-to-day life you can apply this. So, what the benefit that you can get out of this? Because the wisdom is not that you gain when you close your eyes and when you sitting. The wisdom going to be with you in day-to-day life with the ordinary people. So that is where you need the wisdom to have your life. So then remember, learn to see. So even the food that you eat, just simply don't try to put a name on it, don't try to put thoughts on it, just see it. And the cup of tea or coffee, before you drink it, just look and see it. So you can apply it to anything, and that is you're going to see something. That once you start to see that the wisdom going to arise within yourself. So simply seeing part has more wisdom than your thoughts, because the thought related to past, not the present moment. Seeing happening in the very present moment. In that very present moment is the joy, satisfaction, happiness, everything exists. But we mostly depend reminding the past or thinking about the future. That satisfaction is, even though in the moment you have kind of like a good feelings, it feeding to your emotions, but that satisfaction cannot be longer. So then you have to repeat it again and again and again. But in the moment that what you gain through recognition or the understanding, you gain a different kind of satisfaction. It is not different than that the reminding or something like that. It is more stronger, a better version of that. So then always remember in day-to-day life, even the pillow you keep your head, just see it before to use that sleep tonight. Just see. Or the bed, or the bed sheet, or the towel that you use to when you have a shower, or the brush that you use to clean your teeth, toothbrush. Just see it. You going to recognize something. That recognition is very pure, authentic, organic. That is what you need. And it is not from books, from lectures, from sutras, or from Tripitakas, or from any other holy book. It's the simply within yourself, within your own experience, in the moment you gain it. It has more beauty. It has more comfort within that. So that is the method in tranquility meditation. You start to engage with the things, because that this get into something, and recognizing it and being with it. And we always do it. See that every day you go, you sleep on the bed, and not only at night, maybe the daytime. The couch you sit, the cup you drink your tea, the plate you eat, but you don't see the cup or the plate or the bed or the pillow or the towel or the toothbrush. You don't see it, but you use it. So then when it come to the moment, day by day, day by day, day by day, it brings the clarity to understand that whatever around us, and there is a nature within it, and that uniqueness, recognizing that uniqueness and harmonizing that uniqueness is very important. That is where you get out of the self-centered mind. So in day-to-day life, you have to build up a method, because it's like this, playing a game. So you know that when two groups, when they play, in the middle, when they put the names in, they say VS, versus. So this team A versus B, it's totally different. But at the same time, you cannot play the game without other team. So the versus is kind of like a go against, but you don't go against to destroy that. You go against to win. That doesn't mean you giving a harm or you destroy other team. No, but still you go to the win. That doesn't mean you surrender to the other part. So then when it comes to the loving kindness, compassion, anger, is loving kindness is a kind of like a loving kindness, compassion versus anger. And the generosity, greediness, it's a two different nature, but you cannot separate it. So other part need to be there to win this part. So the ignorance versus wisdom. So this both need to be there. You cannot separate it. You cannot hate something. Why? Because without ignorance, the wisdom cannot be there. So when you start to see, you start to recognize that nature. Then you come to point balance. So the balance is not kind of like you sitting on one leg, is kind of like that balance. You come to the point to be balanced inside you. So that when you become balanced within your perception, with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, you become balanced person without getting disturbed out of any perception. So that is where you become more humble person. And when you come to that point, as a human being, you becoming more productive person. Look at yourself. Then from the beginning of life to today, how many things that you had opportunities and you had dreams, you had ideas to do good things, but anything didn't happen. Why? Because you get disturbed out of a lot of things on the way, and because of that disturb, it affect for your creativity. And all the abilities destroy when you get disappointed, unhappy, sad, worry, like that. So if you lose your balance, that you lose it out of your own mind, but you think it is from outside, and you lose the balance within yourself, and you destroy inside you. You just become an ordinary person. That's it. So remember, in day-to-day life, as a ordinary person, you have many kind of capabilities. There are different versions in you. So sometimes the best version you never saw in your life. You didn't see it yet. Why? Because of the disturbances that whatever happened in you, you gave more priority to handle with that, rather than becoming more free from it. So then what happening? That disturbance is giving you different kind of versions to you. Now you are different kind of person inside. But deeper, there is the better version in you. So when you practice this samatha meditation and this vipassana meditation, what is happening? Your best version you're going to recognize. That is very important. That is where that you are hidden the gift going to be. Because once you come to the moment to recognize your best version, and you become more comfortable within yourself, that is where you're going to find the balance. That is where you find the inner comfort. That is where you're going to find the trust within yourself. And you're not going to depend from outside. Others' opinion not going to be your reality. Why? Because you find your balance inside. How? Because now you recognize your true version. So get into that. And within this human life, you can do it. And before you get into the next level in the sansaric journey, remember, fulfill this here. And then you will not going to come here. Why? Because you've done this. Otherwise, you will keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Why? Because there is the inner version inside you. You have to fulfill it. You have to fulfill it, then you have to be here. So then what will happen? You are not complete, then you keep coming. So but once you complete your mission, there's no, it naturally you release from it. So you get the promotion to the next level. So in tranquility meditation also the same, that when you are able to 100% see something anymore, that there is no desire to hold it to it. Because you see it. But if you don't see it, half open, half cover, and it not allow you to see the truth, then you keep running behind the sansaric journey. Why? Because you didn't see it. And when there is no the completion, that the inner satisfaction, then what will happen? There is always fire. That fire creates the thoughts. That thoughts is create the desire. Because when you repeat the thought again and again and again and again, it becomes the desire. And once the desire is there, you are helpless. It is kind of like a current. It's a different kind of a stream. So in the wisdom level, the Sotapanna also is a kind of like a stream. You jump to it, your method, your practice going to take you. But another, that we are still in the other side of the stream, the samsara stream. So when the desire is there, when you're reminding, when there is a gap, when you don't fulfill who you are, when you don't not find your real version in you, you will always keep running, keep running, keep running. There are two kind of ways, that conventional life and eternal ways, that we try to fulfill this. So conventional way, that we go through the mainly we start with the pleasure. So the pleasure with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So whatever you like to see a movie, like to hear music, and like to eat something, and like many kind of smells, or like to associate people and getting married. So you developing a family. So like that, you go with the pleasure. So that is one way. It bringing you satisfaction. It's nothing wrong with that. You have to go with it. But when you keep going like that way, there is something else come to you. There is a more higher happiness or the satisfaction come to you. So now the pleasure, the self-centered, it is based with the self, and there is a more higher satisfaction. That is engagement. So as example, you watching sports, and watching sports giving you kind of like a pleasure. But after you watch it, mostly these young children, after they watch the game, they're not going to be satisfied. What they does, they go out and they start to play. Why? Because the playing engagement giving the more pleasure than the watching. So the watching is the sensual based pleasure. But engagement, the physical activities and going and doing it, it's giving another, the more higher pleasure. So this is more common in day-to-day life for us. Even watching a movie, and sometimes the old time, when people watch Bruce Lee's movies, and when they come out of the theater, they start to act like Bruce Lee. So that is where the people got the wrong idea about martial art. The martial art is kind of like a harming or fighting. Why? Because of people watch these Bruce Lee's movies, and then they thought, oh, you fight and then you do this, that. So like that. And engagement, it happened all the time. If any movies, any kind of movies, if you start to any sports, if you show to people few months, what will happen? The whole society start to go with that. Forget about all other problems. Why? Because the pleasure grow like that way. But in your life, in day-to-day life, this both not going to be forever. It's very limited for the moment. Sensual based pleasure and engagement. And then always you need the repetition. And but there is another pleasure, that is meaningful pleasure. So the meaningful pleasure means you start to share your life with others and do some good for others, not thinking about you. So that is giving you more pleasure than that other two. So one is sensual based pleasure, another one is engagement by yourself, but another one is a meaningful pleasure. It is more regarding other things. This is as parents, and sometimes you work so hard, but end of the day, you're giving all the facilities to your children, your husband, wife, and but still you finding a deeper happiness. Maybe you don't have anything. Maybe you don't have anything to eat what you like. Maybe you don't have a place to sleep comfortably for yourself. Maybe you give up your whole personal life, but still you feel contentment. So that also there. So these three kind of stages in satisfaction, always conventional. But through meditation, we're not going to address or trying to make it more meaningful to conventional life. There is a deeper satisfaction and happiness and the pleasure in you. These all three things important. It is conventional. But when it comes to spiritual, this all the happiness, satisfaction, this meaningful engagement, that's everything still is the nature of your mind. That is what called dharma. Dharma is kind of like this. Listen this very carefully and try to catch the idea. If you catch this, you get this. So dharma, mostly we think it is an idea from somebody. Oh, Buddha taught this and we learned this, and that is dharma. So that is a kind of dharma. But the real dharma is the all the teachings in you. It's already inbuilt. There is no way into your heart there is that you can take something or put something new. You already in dharma. Only thing that teachings can activate it. So dharma is that whatever you hold is called dharma. That is the very basic meaning of the dharma. What you hold as your life is dharma. So what, when we say we learning dharma means what? We try to brush up that what we hold. We try to uplift what we have within ourselves. Otherwise, don't think even this samatha meditation practice, the vipassana, doesn't mean there is something we going to put into you. No, that what we does, we try to open that our heart and our mind and our whole entire body and our awareness and drop all the unnecessary things. So then the dharma means what you hold. So when it comes to that, the happiness, satisfaction, comfort, the mostly, see that in the very first level, the pleasure, that it always need the outside. Because it need the environment, it need the object, it need your body and the object and the environment. So as example, you want to eat ice cream. So 30 years old person and 1 year old boy or girl, child, it in a different way. So that's mean according to the body. When it comes to the pleasure, you need the body, and the body should be in a right level to absorb it. Otherwise, it's not going to recognize. It cannot handle. That's why, like alcohol, cigarettes, it not allow for children because they cannot handle it. So like that, when we go with the pleasure, remember, our body need to be prepared for that. Otherwise, we cannot get it. Another thing is the environment. So the object also should be there outside. So you like to eat ice cream, then the ice cream outside object. And you have no power over it. So then what you do? You have to pay for it. Or maybe you have to ask for it. Or maybe you have to give something for it. So like that. And other thing is the environment. So the environment is kind of like when you go to the market and maybe from the street, you can buy ice cream, maybe $1 or $2. So how about you go to a 5-star hotel or somewhere, another place, in a higher mountain place, you cannot get it for that price. Even just a soda, $1, you buy it from the market. But how about you go to go for a vacation in a hotel or in a top of a mountain? There's a little store and you go there and you ask how much this soda. Oh, $5. You cannot tell, oh, in the market it is $1. So the environment is necessary. So we depending from this all the three categories. So that is where this all the pleasure, engagement and meaningful happiness going to be. This all necessary conditions should be there and it always changing. But when it come to the dharma, you don't need this anything. Dharma is always can happen within inside you without any kind of these outside things. Even for the age limit or the bodily condition, it doesn't work for that. If you look at the Buddha's time and how even the children or very sick people and even the very young people, very old people, and from children to very old people, from kings to beggars, healthy people to very sick people, everyone reached in the same way understood the dharma, because that it doesn't need the outside condition, it need only the inner condition. So we trying to develop that part, though the dharma is within you, that you have to be very clear to open it. The all this world, the very nature is that we carry within our mind, that we experience within our outside. There's a beautiful example for that. There is a dog. Once a while, this dog come and bite very old, rough bone. And while it chewing and biting it, what happening? It damage its own mouth and the blood come. So this dog thinks this bone is so tasty and it keep biting, chewing, keep biting and enjoy it. But that dog doesn't know it enjoying its own blood. So dharma the same, karma the same. Dharma and karma both not from nothing to do with outside. It all generate inside you. If you suffer, it because of you. And if you get out of the suffering, that also because of you. So that both depend on your understanding. Nothing can happen from outside. So that is the very fundamental teachings when it comes to the Buddha's teaching. So that's why it called the mind is the Purana, mind is the chief, mind is the creator. But in day-to-day life, are we aware about it? Are we focused to that, or are we more go with the outside things? So then remember yourself when it comes to happiness, that recognizing yourself, being within, because that happiness already there within you. That in the first level, that what I explained through pleasure, engagement, meaningful happiness, that all the three ways, what you try to do, you try to somehow get it out. But through meditation, without this anything, there is a way you can go and touch that happiness. That inner happiness, once you touch that inner happiness, you get out of the disturbances. Once you get out of the disturbances, that is where you're going to have the very clear mind. That is where you're going to recognize your best version. And now, that best, when you have the best version, no one can disturb you. You're not going to get disturbed. It is naturally happening. Look at all the successful people, even whatever the conventional they became successful, even spiritually, whoever became successful. The one of the very good quality that they had, whatever happened, it didn't affect for their inner creativity. So then remember yourself. You also have the same thing, but mostly you depending from outside. So little by little, when you start to practice tranquility meditation, you can get this undisturbed mind. So for that, start to see, watch, and whatever in front of you, simply learn to see it. That will help you to go deeper and transform you from this disturbed situation or the environment. And that understanding will help you to transform you this level to your higher version. Once you reach to higher version, and you are safe. Why? Because that higher version is naturally immune to the all these difficulties. That immunity you already have it. So then yourself claim it, activate it, get it, awake it. You are the only one can do that. So how? Just simply being yourself and simply watching, and start to do it, and you will see. And that is the beauty of the Buddha's teaching. So there are many enlightened masters that attain to enlightenment just seeing. You have that capability. At least just to find your own inner version, it will help you. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha mihi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu. Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.